Hello and welcome to a message, short, brief message that I believe is going to change you. At this moment, I was in the middle of doing some work in my office and just trying to get some things out of the way, get caught up on some things, and it was placed in my spirit to take a break. But as I got ready to take the break, you crossed my mind. Women, my queens, my sisters, the sisterhood, uh, women that got up today just like me, trying to make life continue to happen, even in these unprecedented times. Even in these times where things just seem fluid, we really don't know in some ways from one day to the next just where things are going. But it's a good place. And so I thank you for joining me to take this break. I don't know, it doesn't matter how you got here, whether somebody sent you this message or whether, you just clicked on it, whatever it may be. But during my break, I hear the Spirit of the Lord telling me that there are women that are listening, and you're one of those women that you feel like, in some ways, you're a spectator in your own life. You feel like you have those days where it just seems like, you know, this ain't me. It just seems like, you know what? I need more. I want more. I want to do more. I want to be more. Like there's something that just seems to be a little bit unsettled. It just seems like, you're asking yourself, how did I get here? How did this happen? What's going on? There's things in place that I didn't plan this, and I don't know. It could be good, bad, whatever it may be, but it just seems like there's still a part of you that's saying, you know, what happened? How did I get here? Well, what God said to me is that sometimes we allow life has shaped us and molded us into something that it may not be what God intended for us. And I'm thinking of that because of the book of Jeremiah. In the book of Jeremiah, I believe it was Jeremiah 18. God says to Jeremiah, he says, go down to the potter's house. He said, go down there. There's something that I want you to see. He said, there's something that you need to observe because what you see is going to cause you to be able to get a revelation. And it's a revelation that is life-changing. And we went down to the potter's house, and it says that when he got to the potter's house, he said there was a vessel that was made of clay that was marred. And because it was marred, the potter had to begin to make it over because it was marred, because it was not what he envisioned for that vessel to be. It may not have been a bad looking vessel. It may not have been, it may have been something that somebody else may have even wanted. But what it was not the vessel that the potter intended it to be. It was not the vision he had for it. And what God was clearly saying to me and what I'm hearing in my spirit is that some of you've got to ask yourself, who is handling you? Because you're going to be a result of who handles you. Where you're at right now is a result of how you've been handled, how you've been shaped, and how you've been molded. And see, unfortunately, a lot of times the people or things or situations that are handling you, they don't have your best interest in mind because we're being handled based on somebody else's desire or need. And if they don't fully understand what you were created to be or what your purpose was, then you can end up not being used or not being appreciated for the vessel you're supposed to be. It may not even be that the vessel is that bad, but it's just that that's not what I was created to be. That is not the purpose or the intention that God had when I was on his mind. Because see, sometimes you're molded and shaped by what people say about you. You're molded and shaped by what people think about you. You're allowing what people say. You're allowing their words. You're allowing their thoughts about you or what you think they think about you to mold you and shape you. You're molded by what people may have done to you. You're molded and shaped and placed in situations based on what people did to you. Also today, unfortunately, social media is molding and shaping people into vessels they were never intended to be. You're trying to fit into positions that you weren't shaped to be in. You're allowing social media and the comparisons to cause you to look at yourself and wondering if I'm okay, wondering if this is right for me, wondering if letting other people set your standards for you. Um, you're allowing what other people how they've shaped you into based on what it is that they need, and based on what it is that they want, and it causes you some days to sit back because that's not who you are. To sit back and say, wow, I'm not feeling so well today, or I'm not having the right thoughts today because it wasn't what you were supposed to be. See, the only way you'll ever be shaped into the awesome vessel that God wants you to be is to allow the Creator to shape you, to allow the Word of God to shape you in what you should be. See, because nobody else created you, they really don't know what you were supposed to be. They, as I keep telling you, they don't know how awesome you really are because they didn't create you. They're just trying to shape you into what it is they need for that time. And see, matter of fact, in Psalms 31, it is so awesome because this is for you. In Psalms 31, verse 14, it says, "But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God, and my times are in your hand." See, the writer is saying that what we have to understand is that we have to put our trust in God. If I'm going to be shaped the right way, if I'm going to be find out what the best me is, if I'm going to discover uh, what my greatness is, if I'm going to discover what my purpose is and what the plan is for my life, I've got to put my trust in God. I've got to allow God to mold me and to shape me. It's because my times is in your hand. See, my life is in God's hand, and that's the only hand it should be in. My life should be in the hand of God so that He can mold me and shape me to be able to fit into the places that are designed for my destiny. See, there are destinies that I'm supposed to reach, and I'm shaped and molded in a specific way to be there. It's just like when Solomon was building the temple, and God said to him when doing his instructions, He said, the pieces, the bricks, the blocks that are going into the temple, I want you to let the work be done down at the quarry. He said, I don't want the work and the chiseling done at the temple. I want you to do the work at the quarry. I want you to shape the pieces. I want you to measure where you want it to fit. Then I want you to do the shaping at the quarry. I want the noise and the dust and the dirt done down at the quarry. But when the piece was finished, see, the work, that's why God said that, this is so good. That is why God said that all things work together for the good. For the things I'm going through in life are molding and shaping me. That God is using that to chisel me. He's using that to shape me. He said, but when the shaping and the chiseling and the trials and tribulations are done, He said that what I have for you, because I was in control of the shaping, I was in control of the things that were happening. He said, what's going to happen is that by the time it shapes you, you're going to fit right in. He said, you're going to slide right into place in what God has for you. That's why what God has for you is for you. He said, you're going to slide right into place. And that's why He said, the writer said, my times are in God's hand, because everything that I've been through and everything that happens is going to work for the good. That's why I can't allow other people to shape me and other people to determine what's best for me. I've got to go through what I have to go through, allowing God to knock off what shouldn't be there, allowing Him to chisel away, allowing Him to shape, allowing Him to put the right pressure in the right places, allowing whatever heats I have to go through. He said, whatever trials I have to go through. He said, that's why I'll go into the fire, but I won't smell like smoke. I'll go into the waters, but I won't drown. They won't overtake me, because when those seasons, those times are done, I'm going to slide right into whatever destiny God has for me. That's why the writer said, also deliver me from the hands of my enemy and from those who persecute me. He said, deliver me from the hands of my enemy. See, I'm not going to don't allow what the enemy doing to shape me. He said, so deliver me. He said, God, because I'm putting my trust in you, you're going to deliver me from what people have planned for me. You're going to deliver me from the things that are coming against me. He said that make your face shine upon your servant and save me from for your mercy's sake. Do not let me be ashamed, O Lord, for I called upon you. Let the wicked be ashamed. Let them be silent in the grave. Let lying lips be put to silence. He said, which speak insolent things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. See what he is saying to you, and this is oh so good. I'm so glad I took this time to take a break, and I'm so glad that you're here. So because this is for you. And he is saying that I'm not going to let you be ashamed. The writer said, do not let me be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon you. See, a lot of times you get stuck and allow people to shape you because you're too concerned about how people see you. You're too concerned about sometimes when I'm going through my bad time. You're too concerned that other people are watching. You're too concerned that other people know your business. You're too concerned that other people see when you fall sometime, when things don't work out. You're too concerned about how they see you. But God said, I'm not going to let you be ashamed. What he's saying is it's not that they're not going to see you fall. It's not that they're not going to see your bad days. It's not that they're not going to see your bad hair days. It's not that they're going to see the mess you get in sometime. He said, but you won't be ashamed. He said, because the same way they see you going in, they're going to see you coming out. The same way they see you going through the mess, they're going to see you being blessed. The same day they see all the things that you've been trying not to get them to see, he said, I'm going to use all of those tests and all of those trials for your testimony. He said, I'm going to let them know the story. See, a lot of times we say, you don't know my story, but you're going to see my glory. Well, see, I understand that God is saying sometimes they're going to know your story. They're going to know all the ins and outs. They're going to know all the details. They're going to know about the divorce. They're going to know about the kids going to jail. They're going to know about them walking out on you. They're going to know about you losing the job. They're going to know about you feeling like you was going to lose your mind. They're going to know about all the hell that you've been through. They're going to know about your good days and your bad days. But you know what? They also going to see your glory. They is going to know the story, but they're going to see your glory. That's why he's telling you, I will not let you be ashamed. It's not that he's hiding it. It's not that you got it, that people ain't going to see it. Oh, they're going to see it. They're going to know it. But you know what? You're going to still hold your head high because you know what? Like the writer said, I put my trust in the Lord. And when you put your trust in the Lord, he said they're going to see you going in, but they're going to see you coming out. He said they're going to see it. So that's why you have got to understand, don't let nobody else shape you. You've got to ask yourself a very serious question. Who is handling you? And if it ain't God, it's not going to work out right. Because God is saying, don't let man shape you. Don't let what they think about shape you. Don't let what they said about you shape you. Don't let what they know about you shape you. Don't let all this social media shape you. Don't let all that you see other people doing shape you. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. Just know today that as long as I put my trust in God, I know that everything is going to work out for the good. And I'm going to hold my head high because, yes, you may see my story right now, but you also going to be there for my glory. And as I end this, I want to remind you, women of God, my queens, my women that are getting up and making it happen, it is okay today to be okay.